Next up, we've got Alpine, very much a Jekyll and Hyde season for them. They started off the season as arguably the slowest car on the grid. They were very poor operationally. They were a mess as well. Ocon had about 15 penalties in Bahrain at the opening round of the season. And both drivers really struggled to get grips with the car. However, as the season went on, to their credit, Alpine definitely developed the car and it got faster. Although, in Monaco, we had a very notable incident between the two Alpines where they made contact and Ocon slamming into the side of Gasly, ruining potentially what could have been their first points finish of the season. Gasly did, of course, have come home in 10th place to get that point and open Alpine scoring for the 2024 season. However, the casualty was Ocon himself, who was summarily sacked for the next round in Canada, at least sacked in terms of his contract not being renewed for the 2025 season. He will move to Haas for next season, and in his place will be Jack Doohan, who's coming into the team for next season. For me, Ocon overall this season has to go down as a disappointment. He did get the best result of the season in Brazil, a second place where he was absolutely fantastic. But I always say this about Ocon, he is such a fair weather driver. He is so inconsistent. He's very talented clearly, but he only performs for 1 or 2 races a season, like he did at Alpine in 2021 with the Hungary race. He got first place in that one, he won it, but what did he do for the rest of the season? Not really much from memory. It's done the same this season as well. You take away his second place in Sao Paulo and his highest finish this season is 9th, and he only managed that once as well. Only 5 points finishes through this season, and 3 of them both at 10th place. He has been very poor in my opinion, and going from Nico Hülkenberg in that Haas this season to going Esteban Ocon for next season, I think that is a humongous downgrade. And I would even argue that replacing Magnussen, if you want to look at it like that, is a downgrade overall. Ocon will not do the same thing as what Magnussen will do for that team, 100% no. But anyway, so yeah, Ocon for me a disappointment for this season. Gasly though, one of the drivers of the season, he was absolutely fantastic. He got his 3rd place in Brazil, but I don't want to let that overshine things because he got some incredible points finishes through this season. He got the first few points for Alpine in the mid part of the season, getting 4-point scores in a row. But then towards the end of the season, 5th place in Qatar, 7th place in Abu Dhabi. He would have got a strong points finish in Las Vegas if his car hadn't blown up as well. The Alpine engine, the Renault engine, I should say. It's no wonder why they're getting rid of that for 2026. Clearly, it is a bag of bolts. It's not very powerful, and it literally blew up because it couldn't handle the high speed. It revved too high, which if that doesn't summarize Renault engines in Formula 1 in the turbo hybrid era, I don't know what does. So the team and Ocon disappointing. I know, before anybody says it, I know that Alpine got 6th place, and it was a great recovery by them. They did an admirable job to recover this season, to get it to something even worth talking about for them. But their stated goal at the start of the season was to get into the top 4, and they were absolutely miles off it. So for me, it's a disappointment. Gasly though, one of the stars of the season. I'm going to give him an A grade overall. Alpine, I'm giving a D because they've been disappointing. I feel like an E would be harsh because they've not been that terrible overall. They were at the start of the season, but not by the end. But they were disappointing. They set their goal and they failed to achieve it. Therefore, you don't pass, you get a D grade. Same with Ocon as well. He's effectively been sacked, so you can't put him higher than a D grade for me. But if it wasn't for that 2nd place in Brazil, I would say he'd be a borderline E grade personally. But that's just my take. What is yours? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, we've got plenty more teams still to go.